Fuck
yeah!
It's gonna go great.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to HighDivision. Today we're only here with Evan, Trin, and myself because Sean is unfortunately at work. Do you guys want?
Yeah.
It's. We're thinking of you, Sean. If you hear this,
Yeah.
we're sorry about doing this without you, but we're quite bored, to be honest, and
Yeah.
we just wanted to do something.
Nothing better to do.
How are you guys?
I'm good. I've been pretty chill today.
We didn't go to Mackey's.
No, we went and got nice lunch and it was very good.
Yeah, our waitress was really nice. Or like the lady who served us. How are you, Trin?
I'm good. I've got 3 more days of Christmas, so I'm pumped.
Yeah, I can't believe, when we're recording this, it's 3 days until Christmas.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it is though.
No, but it's weird. I feel like this month for myself and like maybe you, Trin, it's been really weird because we've been preparing all month since it's like me doing Christmas dinner for like the family and all that. So we've been preparing Christmas all month, but there's no actual like real feeling of Christmas apart from the time where we're preparing Christmas.
The parents for this month.
Yeah, we really have bought loads of Christmas presents and made it look nice.
We bought a tree.
It looks good. It lights up.
Yeah, I want to buy more lights for the living room to like light it up on Christmas Day, like when it starts getting in the evening, because there's like one side of the room that's like really nice and there's the other side that just has nothing. And, I don't know. Anyway, so
So today we thought that we would get together and talk about phobias.
Because it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, we've all got them.
Yeah,
we're all scared of something.
I think everyone has a phobia, but like maybe some are just a lot more
intense.
Yeah, or just hidden. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you look at some people like, what are you scared of? What's your phobia? And they're like, I don't have a phobia. It's like bullshit. You have a phobia. You just need to find it.
Yeah.
Did you just put your hand in your
think
carton of
also-
orange juice?
It's apple juice, I'll have you know. And yes, I did.
I think also now there's a difference between like not liking something and like scared of something and then genuinely having a phobia.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, because you can be scared of like, you know, a lot of people are scared of the dark, but very few people have a phobia of the dark.
Yeah.
But the people who do have a phobia of the dark, well, fuck that. I would hate to have a phobia of the dark. Like, it's terrifying.
Love the dark.
I don't like it. It freaks me out, but I don't have a phobia. So.
Like, you know, when you're walking around by yourself at night, like, you get a bit scared.
No, I really enjoy it, to be fair.
I think you're fucking crazy, especially walking around stabbing men.
I think it's like really nice and calming.
I just don't trust it.
Depends where you are.
Yeah.
Like, in the middle of a town or something like
To
that,
be
I
honest,
hate it.
if I was in London, then
No
I'd
way.
be petrified, especially as like a woman.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even you think about my brother, he got fucking...
Oh my god, yeah.
He got
yeah.
mugged. Pa! Right in the eyeball.
Right in the noggin.
It was actually quite bad. I remember him coming back and I was like, what the fuck?
He went to hospital for it and everything.
Yeah, he woke up in the hospital.
That's crazy.
Honestly. But basically, yeah, phobias. I'm just thinking, like, I'm kind of embarrassed to speak about my phobias now I think about
If you
it.
feel bad, I can open up with mine.
First of all, what is a phobia? Like, an actual definition of a phobia, just if anyone out there is listening and doesn't know what a phobia is, the definition that was on Google is an extreme or irrational fear of... What? Oh, an extreme or irrational fear of something.
What did you think it said?
Listen, I struggle to read sometimes when I don't read for a long time. I just like all the things mixed up together.
Every day. What do you read?
Not out loud.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Right, there we go. This is completely off topic, but in class in England, when no one like says like, you know, if you're with the English teacher and you have to read a paragraph and no one puts their hand up to read, do they just like point someone out?
Yeah.
How was your like feeling whenever that happened, or were you one of those people to put your hand up to read?
I would cry.
I would usually just kind of pretend to look interested so they wouldn't pick me, but I'd often get picked and I'd just be there like, fuck, I don't want to read out loud. And then I'd be saying something and like, in my head I'd hear myself say it wrong, but like, wait, then I'd stumble over my words. I'm like, I hate it.
I just
honestly.
wouldn't. I would straight up just sit there and tell the teacher like, I'm not doing that.
I used to
like
teach that.
I'm not doing that. No, thank you. Especially with
They would
like,
lose your like, I don't know about you, but they
Yeah.
would like get proper angry if you'd be like, I really don't want to
yeah,
read
no,
this.
but like genuinely, especially because like of my dyslexia, I would like say words, but like I'm thinking of the word in my head, but I'm saying a different word because like my mind's going so much faster than my mouth and like my hand or something. So I would just like completely like embarrass myself. Like, well, I thought that as a teenager because you know, like as a teenager, you just
You still are a teenager. What do you mean?
I am,
Babby.
but I mean, like when you're
17.
a babby,
Young
you're
and sweet,
embarrassed
you're
of
the dancing
everything.
queen.
Yeah.
You're embarrassed of everything, and like, wait, what? Dancing queen.
You're 17, young and sweet.
I appreciate that.
Back to it.
Yeah, we're going completely off track. I feel like
We're just chatting.
we're just chatting, but then again, this is why we wanted to do the podcast.
Because we don't talk about shit all the time. Sometimes it's kind of interesting.
It's pretty cool. It's a nice.
So, do you want to start with someone's phobia?
Yeah, like I want to hear about your phobias. Phobias. And why you think you have that phobia.
Okay.
Like if you have a like genuine reason that's like you remember something. Because I was reading, just before we get into it, I was reading up on the subject just a few minutes before to sound a bit more knowledge on the subject than I actually am. But there is like causes is you know, genetic or environmental factors. But like it says here, for example, if you come like near to drowning, it can cause a phobia against, you know, water and stuff like that. So have you had any experiences that have made you have a phobia of things?
Definitely.
Well, that's weird because like I've had no definite like experiences of drowning, but I'm shit scared of like the ocean and deep sea diving because like it's just so deep and like only a small percentage of the ocean is being explored properly, and like that openness and like just how far away you are from like
So
the
do you
surface.
feel like because it's so overwhelmingly big, that's why you're
Yeah,
scared of it?
it's just there's so much
Like it's unknown territory.
yeah, and like being underwater is already a pretty grim feeling. Like you know,
You're blocked up,
you're blocked
muffled.
out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's a
you
question.
can't breathe.
If you were lost somewhere, would you feel the same
That's
anxiety about that? Like if you didn't know it and it was
I'm
like
not sure
such a big
because-
place.
When like I'm lost somewhere, like, it always leads to somewhere. I can always figure out my way.
Yeah.
fair enough.
You're in a better circumstance just in
Yeah,
your like.
but like I think it's the broad just kind of emptiness of the ocean.
Yeah.
And there's so much of it, and it's like just you, and you don't
Fair
know
enough.
what. It just freaks me out.
Yeah.
And I think I watched Titanic when I was quite young, and like you know, the
Oh.
ship sinks and like they explore it, and like it just gave me this insane feeling of anxiety while watching it. Like, I just felt so horrible looking at like the sunken ship because it's like people died, like a ship literally sank. It can like one small hole in a boat and the ship's going down, you know,
Yeah.
and it just
Spooky.
it gets me.
What about you, Jay?
Well, come to me last because I have very
Okay.
irrational
Before we move on,
phobias.
has anyone got a lighter?
Yes.
Jeez.
What the? But is that the only fear you have? Like, because you don't like sunken ships either. I swear it's like sunken ships specifically just
Yeah.
get you. Because I remember being in class, like level 2 media,
Yeah.
and we were like on about this whole thing about like the Olympus. Is it that?
Titanic thing.
Yeah, and you were just I was going through shipwrecks, and you were just sat there holding onto your chair, just like, fuck's sake. Like,
Yeah, I
this is-
don't know. It just, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Shipwrecks are grim. I'm not like, I think that's my only big phobia, so I get kind of like, ugh, when I'm like around like lakes or rivers or something. And like, I
Do you
don't
get
like
seasick?
real bad seasick.
Interesting.
when you went to Iceland.
Yeah, when I went on holiday to Iceland, I can't even remember when, October I think it was. We went on like a trip to see some whales and it was whale watching. And like, it was early morning so I was kind of like out of it, but like, you know, up and out with my family. And I was just outside taking some photos of the area because it was sunrise and it just looked so fucking beautiful. The sky was like orange and pink and like the harbour just looked real
Is it on your
nice.
Instagram?
It is on my Instagram.
You can go check out Evan's Instagram at My Cat Hates Me on basically every social media. There you go.
Yeah, pretty much. There we go.
Getting that follow.
Like my family were inside the little like booking place, and like the guy gave them free travel sickness tablets, so like you had it and then you weren't seasick. And like no one thought to get me one, so I got on the boat, and like it's one where we've been like out on the ocean for like an hour or so, like the boat's like proper like waving, and I'm starting to feel a bit queasy, and I'm like, oh, it's fine, maybe if I just like, get a drink or get some food. So I had like a little bar, and I bought like a cheese sandwich, and I like got like a Coke or something, and I just sat there, and I went up and like looked for the whales for a bit, and then it got to a point where like I was just stood at the front, and like I just started to feel really fucking ill, and I basically just went downstairs, and like they had like a seating area and all like windows, and it was inside, and I just sat with my head on the desk, like literally like just out like for like 2 hours, because like seasickness just got me so bad.
Do you think there was any part of like your fear of this, like the phobia of the sea and all that, that kind of played on the psychological like?
I think it was, because it's like the boat is above the ocean, and what's below the ocean I don't know. And like the fact we're looking for whales.
Imagine a whale just comes up under the boat and it's like,
You're right. You're
No,
right.
thank you.
You're right, Danny.
you're right, Evan. I'm just seeing you like stood there like.
I think I would pass out and probably throw up at
Not
the same
nice.
time. I don't know, I don't fuck with seas and water shit.
Would you come over to France with me though?
Maybe.
What about flying? Does flying scare you when you go over the ocean?
Not really.
Because like, I think that's the worst case scenario if a plane goes into an ocean.
I don't really think about it, because it's like...
I'm not going to put it into your head then, I'm sorry.
I'm not an aeroplane, man. I'm think about...
God's sake, Jen.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Yeah, never catch me being a sea captain.
Who knows, maybe you will be a sea
Midlife
captain.
crisis. Guys, got some news. I'm going to sea for 4 years. I won't see you again. And you're just like, what the fuck?
I'll be.
You with your yellow coat, just, I can see it.
I'll
I can
just
see
be like,
it.
Evan's dead. Like, he's not here anymore. That's not Evan. Okay. I think I like mostly have like three. Four or three main phobias.
Yeah.
One, spiders, obviously. I feel like most people are scared of spiders, but
Yeah.
I find them petrifying. I think that's the environment I was brought up in. Like, my mum was always like, she wasn't too particularly scared of spiders, but I remember my sister like freaking out, and like I would always have to kill them for her. But over the years, I just got more and more terrified of them. And like now,
That's
if I look
interesting.
at them on my phone, I have to chuck it. Like, my body instantly reacts to just chucking the phone away. Like, I can't look
That's
at
actually true.
Yeah, no.
I've witnessed it.
I've
multiple
done
times.
it
it. I
myself.
just can't look at it. But the second one I would say is butterflies. I'm petrified of butterflies, and this becomes a story because when I was younger, I was like very, very younger, like 1 or 2. I was in Spain with my family, and I can barely remember this, but a spiderfly.
A spider fly?
Oh my god, that'd be
Spiderfly?
petrifying. I can't imagine that. No, that's my two worst fears into one. But
Jesus Christ.
like this butterfly, like no, not joking, like the size of 2 of my hands together, like this big, right?
Jesus.
Landed on my foot, and my mum remembers saying like, "Oh, Trin, there's a butterfly on your foot," and I remember looking at it as a kid and being petrified of it because I was like so small and it was
Yeah.
like so big to me at the time. And
To be fair, I know how you feel. I don't really like moths at all.
I
They're
think their
annoying.
bodies are disgusting. Like,
It's because
Yeah.
they were little caterpillars.
Ugh.
I hate
I
them.
don't mind caterpillars. I like caterpillars, but I don't like butterflies. I just don't like them. I think they're really disgusting. Like,
Fair enough.
Fair enough. What's your third one?
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's gotten better over like the years, but like I remember being like very young, and I was petrified of blood. Like if I would see anything, I would like honestly just cry and break down. Like that was a huge one for me.
That's interesting.
And the
Like,
last one is recently, to be fair, and it's zombies.
Zombies. How
yeah, but you don't have a phobia of zombies. You're
I
just very afraid of zombies taking
I feel
over.
like I really do. I have I keep having reoccurring dreams. Like this is recently, like genuinely recently, about like zombie like apocalypse happening, and just the pure petrified. Like the moment I wake up is when I feel it, and it's just like, oh, it's horrible. Like
I don't know if that would be considered a phobia because
Would it
like I don't know because you
don't
can
know.
still like you could still watch zombie movies. You can still watch zombie movies and you can still
Yeah.
read things about zombies and you don't get that like discomfort that you get
True.
from like, you know, if you look at like a butterfly that came onto your fucking leg, you would be there
yeah,
like,
but like
ah!
the thing is, it's unfictional, so I feel like it's an irrational one. Like, do you know what I mean? Because you can't come face to face with a zombie. Well, touch wood. you can't do that, you know? Like, because it's not a real life thing.
Well,
but if it was, I would be petrified of it and I would have a phobia of it.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's one of those, like, I feel like you're just really scared of zombies. Like, it comes back to what we were saying, like, a lot of people get it confused, like, the emotion of, like, because a phobia is something you can genuinely go and see a doctor about and be like, hi, give me help on this because I can't go through my day-to-day life. Like, you know, like, I don't know, it's something...
I agree.
I don't know, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. Though, to be fair, it's like, there are so many phobias out there at the same time.
There are some extreme ones which
There are some written down here. Like, you have, like, agoraphobia? I don't know what that is. Social phobias, which is, like, social anxiety disorders.
My brother had a really interesting phobia about buttons.
It's weird you say that. My brother had, well, it's not, my brother had a weird phobia of, like, flooding sinks and, like, taps, like, flooding.
That's really interesting. But yeah, no, he could never sleep with anything with, like, he couldn't have shirts, he couldn't, like, sleep with the bed, like, the other way around, like, the sheets, because he would be petrified of them. Like, any buttons on my mum's coat, he would cry, like,
That's
instantly. He was petrified. But now he's fine with them, which is also interesting, because he grew out of his phobia.
I feel like it's something you could come up with.
Yeah, I feel like you can grow out of your phobias very easily. Just as much as you can, like, fall into one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. How do you guys feel about clowns? Because I know a lot of people are like...
You know what? I used to be really scared of clowns. Like, I used to genuinely have a phobia of them, but I genuinely grew out of it. I think the phobia was made by my mind in the sense of, like, I was really scared, so I thought I had a big phobia of them. But once I grew out of it, I think I realised, okay, I was just fucking terrified of them.
I was exactly the same as you. Like, I used to, like, be petrified of them, but, like, it never really went...
It's like one of those ones, like, spiders, like, blood, and, like, you know, heights and things like that, where it's just, like, I feel like you're surrounded by the, like...
The idea that it's
scary. The idea that it's scary, and when you're growing up, it makes you scared of it, and depending on the severity of it, like, it will turn out into a phobia. I feel like those phobias in particular are the ones that, like, you're kind of born into, and then, like, how you grow up depends on whether... Because I'm not scared of spiders. Like, I know my mum is, like, you know, okay with spiders, doesn't really care. Like, and my family are okay with spiders, like, overall.
You're my spider killer.
Yeah, like, so I didn't grow up being scared of them. However, coming into my phobias, I have a really weird phobia of snails, slugs, frogs. Which is really ironic because I lived in France. There you go. I've made the joke for anyone out there who fucking did it.
But you lived in France.
But yeah. But my mum is scared of slugs. She thinks they're absolutely disgusting.
So do you think that's an
I think so. And also I remember. So there are two things I remember that could possibly have triggered the phobia. But I think first of all, where I used to live in France, I used to live in the middle of the countryside. And there would be fucking slugs and snails everywhere. But when I say everywhere, it's like literally you would go out onto my front porch that was like, you know, 4 meters on 4 meters. And there would be, you know, half of it taken up with slugs and snails. And it would just be like, that's thinking of it, it's making me cringe. Like, I would hate it. You just see that little fucking... I hate it. I fucking hate it. But I also had a really weird dream about this huge snail, and like I woke up and I felt horrible, and like I just can't, like, if I see there's a slug that's been living on my door for a while now, and you know what, that little bastard is beating me.
Why
he
don't
wins.
you put salt round it? Have you never done that?
I have done it, and I also feel really bad about doing it. I don't want to fucking hurt it, I just don't want it to be there.
What if I move it?
If you move it, I won't touch you for 5 days. Like, no, they just disgust me to another level. Like, I just think they're absolutely horrible. But I don't think I'll ever grow out of it, to be honest. As much as I try, like, don't get me wrong, I will see, like, there's snails in my way, and I'll be like, oh, I can do this. And then I'll try and take a step, and I will freeze. I'm like, nope, gotta turn around, guys. Like, I go raving, and, like, you know, if I'm not thinking about it, it's okay. Like, if I'm really in the mood and all that, I can, like, sit down anywhere. But if I start thinking about a slug or a snail, you won't see me sit down for 12 hours. Like, and I'm always moving around. I won't go back to my tent, and if I do go back to my tent, I'm inside the tent, all closed up, like, fucking terrified. I just don't want them to touch me. And one touched me once, and I, like, cried a lot. It wasn't nice.
Fair enough.
But, otherwise I'm claustrophobic. I discovered that one when I was quite young, because, you know, power up. You know, like, when someone shouts power up, and, like, you, like, power up on each other.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, power up.
You say it very
Yeah,
weirdly.
you sound really French. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, we used to do that, and, like, I used to think it was fun up until, like, people would get on top of me, and I would be like, I need to get out, I need to get out, I need to get out. And I would do it loads, and then, like, I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, I can't breathe. Like, you know, I thought it was a natural thing to think you couldn't breathe. And then, like, as, like, time went on, I realised that I couldn't sleep in a dark room that I didn't know, because, like, if I would sleep in a dark room that I didn't know that had even the slightest bit of light coming through, so I could see kind of, like, a bit of the wall, I was fine. If there was complete darkness in a room, I couldn't sleep. I was just there breathing really heavily all night, like, I need to get out, I need to get out. And I would, like, I remember crying a whole night, but, like, not, like, you know, sobbing, but just being there, like, I'm gonna die. Like, you know, like, this whole really bad process going on in my head, and, like, went on for years. It still does now. And I remember we got a camping car, and, you know, like, you have the camping cars that, like, have the roof over the top of the driving place, and there's usually a curtain. And even closing that curtain when I slept, I couldn't sleep because it was so small and so, like, you know, closed in. I just couldn't do it. Like, hide and seek, hiding in a closet, can't do it. I will always come out. Like, I will, like, hide there for 2 seconds and I'm out. I just can't. Like, it...
Interesting.
My body just can't deal with it.
Can we talk about The Grudge?
I was going to bring that up up last.
No, okay.
So, this is, like, even more than a phobia at this point, I would even say.
It's ruining your life.
No, like, we say that as a joke, but I think I should speak to a doctor about it at this point, because 10 years down the line... Yeah, with, like, 10 years down the line, I still, like, can't sleep with the light off if one thought of The Grudge pops into my head. Oh, my ear popped just as I said that.
You're putting that into your head.
I'm gonna cry.
It's okay.
But when I was... So, a bit of explanation. Do you know my hatred? You know my hatred towards Grudge, but I don't know if you know the story of it.
I don't think I know the story.
Oh my god. You do?
Yeah.
Trin has witnessed Robbie torturing me with The Grudge, and I think she's the only one who realises how fucking real it is. Like, I can't. But when I was, like, 7 or 8 years old...
Oh, no.
Yeah, we went to England, and then at this time I was living in France. We came over to England to visit some family friends, and it was, like, around Christmas time. Like, you know, kind of end of year. And all the other siblings of, like, the other families, they were 4 to 5 years older than me, but I still got along really well with them, you know, as you are when you're 7 years old, with kind of older people who are family friends, you know, you just naturally are friends with them. And they went up to their parents, being like, oh, can we go back to, you know, this other person's house to watch The Grudge? And all the adults thought they said The Grinch. So they were like, yeah, no worries, like, Jen can, cause they had asked me if I wanted to come, and I was like, yeah, I'll come, because we had been speaking about the film for ages, like, yeah, it's really scary and all this, and, like, you know, I liked horror films at the time. I want to put that out there. I did like horror films, and I still do. But, you know, we went over to this other person's house, and it was a stormy fucking day, right?
Okay, so it's already, like,
you know,
set in the mood.
Honestly, yeah, it was a really stormy day, raining and all this, and we go into this other person's house, and the living room had, like, a big veranda kind of, you know, big glass door.
Yeah.
So you could see outside, you could see the wind blowing and all that, but it was daytime, so it was alright, it wasn't that bad, but it was, like, grey. And we put the movie on, and this first screen that pops up is, like, just this white face looking at you, right?
Yeah.
And like, the music starts playing, and all you can really hear isn't really the music, it's the getting louder and louder and louder, right? And, like, we realised that the film's in fucking Japanese, so we have to watch it in Japanese with subtitles. So, like, a Japanese film, everyone knows Japanese horror is the scariest horror.
They do it the best.
They do it the best. But watching a Japanese film in Japanese just takes it to a new fucking level. Like, you fucking shit yourself. And, with, like, we, like, went on to, like, the starting thing. And throughout the film, the TV kept cutting out because there was, with the
God.
storm, the electricity kept going out. And all it would do would come back to the main screen where you would hear, and that's all I kept hearing. And we tried to watch this film for a good 4 hours, couldn't get through it. And all I remember is, like, we would always, like, you know, when at the beginning of a film, if you have it on DVD, you can, like, skip to different parts.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have the thumbnails of each parts. And, like, each thumbnail, I remember it so fucking well, is, like, one of the elevator when he's standing in the elevator, one on the stairs when he's standing, like, the one that's also in Scary Movie, when he's up on the stairs, and the other one is one in the bathroom when he's standing behind him in the shower. To this day, when I have a shower, I know everyone gets the thing when you close your eyes and you're scared. I get the thing when I close my eyes, I feel a presence behind me, like, to a different level, to the point where
she comes
I've run in multiple times just because my, like,
Christ.
thinking of it makes me want to cry. Like, I'm so scared of this film. Like, it fucked me up as a kid. Like, and I remember once we had finished and we came home, like, I felt different from that day because, like, we just kept watching it over and over. And I remember needed to go to the toilet from when we started watching it, didn't go to the toilet for like 3 days because I couldn't be in a room alone. Like, everything I did, I would be with people, right? And the night we got back from watching the film, I was like, fuck, like, you know, really scared, but wasn't showing it because, you know, I'm not scared, I'm a 7-year-old and I'm not scared, you know, like, and we played the Grudge game that I think you can probably still find online.
Yeah.
And all you can hear in the background is the whole thing. And it gets louder and louder and louder. And from there, like, I think it's just, it fucked with my mind. And up to this day, like, if the other day I got really intrigued about it because obviously, you know, it's 10 years later, like, I'm so intrigued about it still, and I think it would be interesting to rewatch the movie. However, I know that if I watch the movie, can't be alone. Like, and when I say I can't be alone, that's like for a month, I need someone to be next to me. Like, if I go into like, still to this day, I don't know if you've ever heard me run back really quickly from somewhere. All I envision in my head is it, like, the Grudge face everywhere. I remember if I'm by myself going to sleep, if I look at the top of my bed, I see a figure. It's like sitting there, like exactly the movie scenes. Like, it's not even like the imagination going really wild. It's movie scenes. It's every scene in the movie that I feel like I recreate. Like, if I go under the cover for a sec, you won't see me come back up. I can fucking burn. Like, it's fine. Like,
I'm happy to burn.
Like, it's so fucking bad, and it's become more than a phobia. Like, if I see a picture of the Grudge, I'm scared, right? But it's like genuine paranoia that it's built up because, oh shit, this is a huge part of the story too. When, like, maybe 4 years ago, no, more than that, I'd been 14, so 6 years ago now, so I must have been 12. A whole summer, like, from, like, the beginning of summer to, like, beginning of January, I had to sleep in my living room because it was where there was the most dim lighting so I could sleep, and I could fall asleep with the TV on because I couldn't sleep in my room because there was, I remember, there was one day where I slept in my room and I froze, like, completely froze, and definitely felt something at the end of my bed, but I didn't, there was nothing there. But my brain, it was so intense, it was, like, so bad. And I remember at the time my brother had just bought The Grudge 2 on DVD, and it obviously triggered everything from, like, the 4 years that had passed, and I couldn't sleep in my room. It was over, like, 6 months of not being able to sleep in your own room because you're just so terrified.
I feel like movies, like horror movies and kids, just don't mix well. Like,
no, because I had watched other movies and I didn't care. It's just the setting of everything
but I
that
feel
made
like
it like
there's
that.
always that one movie, that one horror movie you watch as a kid and you are petrified. Like, that for me was Saw. And I remember when Queenie, my little sister, was born, on the day she was born, we went to Thorpe Park, right?
Oh my god.
We went to Thorpe Park and the new Saw ride, like, came out. And I was, like, everybody was really excited. And I'm, like, a huge, like, roller coaster fan. And I remember queuing up for the Saw and you hear, like, obviously it's all set up so they have the police car and it's all broken and you can hear the noise of the police car, like, breaking, and, like, you can hear the theme tune of the Saw and you can hear, like, gunshots and, like, you know, people like screaming. And I remember as a kid being petrified, and I could not go. I went on every single ride but the Saw ride because I was so petrified. I came home, had a nightmare about Saw, threw up everywhere, went into my dad's room, and he was so tired because obviously he was just, like, with my mum, like, you know, she was just pregnant, like, having a kid, and he had to come back to look after us. And I remember just going into his room like, I can't sleep alone. Like, I threw up so intensely from being so scared. But like, I can still watch it now. Like, I'm
Yeah.
fine with it now.
See,
but I feel like there's
that
always
was just
that
an
one...
intense fear.
Yeah, I feel like there's always that one film though. You know,
I think I've gained like real
paranoia.
Yeah, I think I've actually
yeah.
got like paranoia from it, because just in general, and anything I do now, I've always like, I'll be driving back from work and like if I look up into the wing mirror or into the what's it called, the middle mirror.
Yeah.
If I look up into the middle mirror and like, you know, if I'm just doing glances every now and then, it doesn't matter. But if I notice I'm looking up into it, I can't look up into it, because all I can imagine is a silhouette of a white person watching me in the back, right? And I'm just like...
See, hearing about this fucking, like, creeps me out.
Have you ever had a movie that's like shook you in as well?
So I'm trying to think. I feel like I genuinely might have, like, repressed it or something, because...
Fair enough.
There was not a movie, but that one episode of Doctor Who with the Weeping Angels.
I knew you were going to say
it
that.
fucking shook me to my inner core, and honestly, like... If I think about it now, I get, like, twitchy. And, like, I get, like...
But you could watch it.
I
Yeah.
don't think I could.
Really?
I don't think so.
See, I truly think that if we put it on, we would all be able to like huddle up and watch it together.
I would genuinely
But-
need to have someone
Yeah.
hugging me to be able to watch it, because, like, I just...
It's fucking creepy.
I can't, like... And, like, I was super into Doctor Who as a kid, so, like... I'm not saying it's, like, scary, but, like, it was intense, and, like, the episodes, it was fucking good writing, and, like...
Yeah, it's
all
fucking
of, like,
great.
the terrifying ones were...
To be fair, like back as a kid watching Doctor Who, like their special effects, even like down to the makeup, were like so like advanced, kind of like, you know.
Yeah, I'm watching it as a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
my god, something else that shook me to my inner core, and I'm scared to say it, is the "Are you my mummy" things.
That one fucked me up. Like
We're watching through Doctor Who.
Yeah,
and, like, fairly recently we watched that episode, and like...
It was the first time I watched it since I was a like child.
Yeah.
And when I was a child, it fucked me up. Like, I was really, really, really scared of it. And Robbie used to like run after me and be like, "Are you my mummy?" And I would be really scared of it. But like now I can watch it, and like, you know, if I was alone, I would probably like, if I'm on the toilet sitting down and I'm like, in my head I imagine, "Are you my mummy?" I'm gonna start fucking like run out of the room.
You're gonna wreck the future.
No, I
Sing the
don't want that. But like, oh, no.
And something else that really scared me, which kind of links into another like fear, not really a phobia, but like more of a fear that I have, is the Doctor Who episode where they meet River Song.
Yeah.
It's like the darkness in the library.
Oh my
That
god.
Fucking like, I'm not like shit scared of the dark, but I'm just constantly uncomfortable, and like I just need to like huddle up and like close my eyes, because it just, I don't know, my mind plays tricks on me.
I feel like every person's mind plays.
Well, that's what the mind is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's.
I mean, yeah, mind traps.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But yeah, no, I'm not good with the dark. Like, if I'm with other people and we got lights on, like, it's fine. Or like just like flashlights or something. But like by myself, I get quite like, I don't know, jittery and
I get what you mean, but I have to sleep in complete darkness. Like,
I have to like.
When you're here, I can. If I'm by myself,
yeah, you have
Can't.
to have that light on.
I literally like. I can't. Like the thought of the Grudge. Like I think I wouldn't be scared of the dark if. I think there are a lot of things I wouldn't be scared of if the Grudge wasn't something implanted in my brain.
Yeah.
And even all this talk about the Grudge, I know that if I was to sleep alone tonight, I would have a breakdown. Like,
Right, here's a question then. Why do you think you've hung on to like the Grudge being a fear like for so long? Like, what's made you like? Is it the loss of control? Is it like?
I think it's just
Is
it
it?
implanted on my brain at such a young age, and like
It's
I'm
like
a
a
very
boogeyman.
The idea is
the idea of it
honestly
is scary to me.
terrifying.
Like
it's a boogeyman
I-
for you.
it's more than that. But the thing with the Grudge is that you don't even ever see him like kill someone. It's not like you have that fear of like him coming up and fucking killing you.
Yeah.
You just have that fear of him watching.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, you saying that makes me like.
You
I
like
think-
you. That's the whole fear I have. It's not him catching me because, to be honest, I'm one of those people who's fully at peace with like if a burglar came in and it was my time to die. Like, yeah, I would be fucking scared on the moment, but like at the end of the day, like you accept it. Like if you can get out, you can get out. If you can't, you can't. But it's that fear of him being present with me, like being there and me seeing him, and it
Does
just.
that make you? No, don't worry. My brain was going on a tangent, but then I looked back round to where we were.
That's interesting.
It's really bad.
Do you know, like, The Grudge is actually based off, like, these Japanese, like, folklore thing about, like, these ghosts, which are, like,
Yeah,
obviously
it's
white.
based off Jin. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically based around. Like, I did so much research on it because I think it's still so intriguing. I think it's so intriguing that it scares me so much. And I do have those days where I'm like, I want to watch it. Like, the best way to conquer a fear is to face it. You know what I mean? Like, and I want to sit and watch it, right? But I would cry. I would genuinely cry at the first scene of it. I would melt down, and I know for a fact that it can go two ways. Either I'll be fine and I'll be cured of it. Either I might end up in a mental hospital.
Yeah.
Like, actually, like, I think it could either, like, solve everything or make a really bad paranoia that makes me, like, everything I do is just, like, okay. And I already have, like, I have a really strong mind, but a really fragile one, in the sense of, like, I get so intrigued and involved with a lot that, like, if I lose control over it, like, I'm just, like, I panic, and I, like, and I think that's one of the things that could make me panic and just break everything. Every mental strength I have in there is goodbye.
You need some therapy, some cognitive behavioural therapy.
Yeah, no, it is really bad, but it's one of those things also that I would feel dumb coming to a doctor for, like, hi, so when I was 8 years old, I watched The Grudge, and ever since, I can't go to the toilet by myself.
I mean, to be fair, I get it, but, like, also in a sense, like, are you two really dying on that? Seriously?
It's funny as fuck. But it's not.
No.
You need help. It's not funny.
And on that note.
And on that note, guys, we're out. Peace.
You want me to write the theme?
No!
Sing the theme.
I'm sweating from all this talk about The Grudge. I think we need to watch it.
What do you mean?
No.
I think we need to watch it.
Now?
Yeah.
Are you...
I need to face
I've got to leave tomorrow. You can't do that.
No, we're not watching it. Wait, what? You're leaving? Oh, why did we speak about The Grudge today?
On that note,
I'm
guys.
fucking terrified.
Just always FaceTime Sean.
That's why I'm always, like, when I fall asleep with you on FaceTime?
Yeah.
It's the only time I can switch my light off, and, like, I'll just be like, sorry, Trin, I'm going to sleep. As soon as I phone her, and she's like, and I'm just like, just talk to me, please. Don't leave me in silence.
Yeah,
like,
I have to speak, like, tell a
not
story.
even tell a story or just talk, and I'll fall asleep. And if I wake up in the middle of the night, it's over for me. I fucking shit myself.
Are you the kind of person to, like, go to the bathroom and back, or just wait it out and go back to sleep?
If someone's here, no, depending on the time and depending on how bad the urge is to go to the toilet.
You wake up and you're like, shitting in a piss.
Yeah, like, it depends.
I used to have to get up when I was younger all the time to go for a wee. Like, constantly. But I used to have a drink next to my bedside, and I would guzzle it before bed. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know. My mum's always had, like, a bedtime drink sort of thing. Like, get your bedtime drinks, and, like, you would chug it down, and you would have to go to the toilet, like, 6 times.
Oh my god.
I don't know
That's what we call bladder
Fun
control.
story about that. When I was in the morning once, I was really ill, and I woke up, had my bedtime drink from the side, and it was like orange juice, and I was really ill, so I thought it tasted like mouldy sausages, and I started crying and having this breakdown, and my mum comes in the room, like, I'm really young, she's like, what's wrong, and I'm like, tasted some mouldy sausages. She let me have the day off school.
I need to pull that one sometime on work. They'll think I'm going insane.
Taste some mouldy sausage. It genuinely did though. Like, nah, I don't fuck with that.
Well, on that note, we have been now talking for about 40 minutes.
About this shite.
Yeah, we didn't stay on topic the whole time, but
It's...
I think it will still be interesting.
Yeah.
I think we spoke about quite a bit. Hope you enjoyed our podcast.
And
Hope
have a
you
Merry
have a nice
Christmas.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas to you all. Check out our Instagrams for photos on Christmas.
Diss track coming soon, boys.
We've got a diss track coming soon, but that's watch this space. Check out our YouTube channel. Has exactly the same content as us on this, but you know,
with footage, probably.
with footage. But yeah, Merry Christmas to you all. Thanks for listening to our bullshit, and
We will probably see you in the new year.
yeah,
Never. We'll see you never.
all
Goodbye.
right. Okay,
End
bye.
this now.
No, we'll see you in the new year, boys.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye. Fuck's sake.